and welcome again to Tech It Out. In the news lately and on social media, I've seen lots of posts about stolen and lost pets, dogs and cats mainly, but also quite a few more exotic pets such as birds and reptiles, snakes and so on. Now, mainly these animals are stolen for the purpose of breeding or perhaps selling on, as more exotic breeds bring quite a high price. But sometimes, sadly, they're also sold on for the purpose of really horrible activities such as dog fighting and indeed using as live bait themselves. So I thought today we'd look at some ways in which we could protect our loved pets. Now, normally I would buy a product and test it out myself, but unfortunately I myself lost both of my dogs now, the second of which died quite recently. So I thought we'd just have a look at the products themselves and see which are the best to help us protect our pets. The first is this the Tractive GPS Pet Tracker. It's a lightweight and portable GPS tracking device. It is waterproof, as I said, so it's good for cats and dogs who tend to get into lots of water and out in the rain and so forth, muddy puddles to our dismay. It's also quite a large box, though, I think, for the collar of a cat. I'm not sure if a cat would be particularly happy, and indeed, they tend to go through quite tight spaces, and this may actually catch on something. But for a dog, or a horse, or any other large-sized pet, really, this is ideal. Now, it can also be used for other things, like keeping an eye on your children, or indeed putting into your car as a tracking device in case it gets stolen there. But it is mainly for use as a pet tracker. Now, for birds and so on, you can put it in the bottom or stick it to the bottom of their cage. And for reptiles, of course, you can do the same for their enclosures. It comes with a built-in GPS tracking system which actually interacts with cell phone networks. So you don't need a SIM for this. You pay a monthly fee of around £5 a month. It automatically connects to 2G and 3G networks, and you can track your pet via the app which you can download onto your smartphone or tablet. And also you can actually set the app to tell you if your pet goes outside a certain boundary of your house. So that's the first of the items. The second item is this, the PetCube Interactive Wi-Fi Pet Camera. Now, this is a little more expensive than a lot of cameras on the market, but it does have some other features which they don't have. For instance, you can actually talk to your pet via the system. So while you're keeping an eye on your pet and seeing what your dog or your cat is up to during the day, you can actually call it away from tearing up your cushions or scraping on your doors or scraping your nice new wallpaper off the wall, or indeed chewing up your shoes. For a cat as well, you can use the built-in laser system to entertain it by making it chase the little laser light around the floor. And it is fully interactive. You can connect to it again via the app on your smartphone or on your tablet. And also, I believe you can actually connect to it via a web browser as well. So that's the second of the items. That's the PetCube Interactive Pet Camera. As you can see, there's a little picture there of a cat chasing the little red dot of the laser. The next of the items then is this, and it's quite simply a waterproof USB stick, and it's a very small waterproof USB stick. Why on earth would you want one of these, you may ask? Well, quite simply, it is to put a little text file on with all the details of your pet. So you can put your pet's name on there, its location on there, you can put your address, the telephone number, and indeed anything that the pet may need, like special medications and so on. Now, you don't need the bigger size, you only need the small little 32GB, and even that's bigger than you really need. As you can see, it's a very small item, fully waterproof, so it just clips onto the collar of your pet, and if somebody finds it, they'll instantly see that it is a USB stick, and hopefully plug it into their computer and get all that information off. I would suggest, though, just put in a simple text file on there from Notepad so that it can be opened with any computer system. The next item then is this. Now, the first three were more for tracking your pet and enabling somebody to identify your pet if you actually lost it. These next two are more a bit of fun. This is a OMU digital pet safety collar, it says. It's basically a camera for your pet's collar. It does nothing more than give you the pet's eye view of the world. Again, I wouldn't really suggest to put on your cat. It looks really, really too big for a cat. But for a dog, I think it'd be quite an interesting item to have. It plugs straight into your computer and you can charge it up that way, and also you can get the files off it that way. It is only 720p, but again, it is only a bit of fun really, so you can get the point of view of your pet. As you can see, it's quite a compact little item, and it shouldn't cause any distress or discomfort to your pet dog. It weighs only 118 grams. It's 17 by 10 centimeters. It has quite a narrow angle, really 65 degrees, but that's no great hassle. It is, as I said, only a bit of fun. But again, it may come in useful to see what your pet is up to and where it's going, if you're not sure what it's up to during the day when you're not at home. Next then is something that may come in very handy if you have to be out for a day, or indeed if you have to be away for a day or two and you're leaving your cat in the house. Hopefully you've got a cat flap and you've got somebody to come in and just call in and make sure everything's okay. I wouldn't suggest leaving your dog if you're away for more than a day. I would suggest strongly that you actually have somebody come in and sit with your dog or take it somewhere for it to be cared for. But this item, it could come in very handy for those among us who are, well, a bit forgetful, shall we say. It's a pet feeder. It's the Andrew Dreams new automatic pet feeder. And you can actually program this for quite a long time ahead. You can program it with the amount of food that you want to actually give your pet, and indeed the times at which you want to give it. So you can give it a morning and evening meal on certain days. You can just leave it until it runs out and then refill it again, I suppose, and reset it so that your pet never goes hungry because of your forgetfulness. Well, I hope these have been of some use to you, and I hope your pets will be kept safe and sound. Again, thank you for watching.